Hello and welcome back to Project Puma. So here I am a couple days later after my walk around video of this lovely Ford Puma that I bought by accident off of eBay. I didn't drive it home after the walk around video because there wasn't much oil on the dipstick, but I have since got Ford approved oil, 5W30, semi-synthetic. That's in the car, so it's got lovely fresh oil. So now I'm going to take the car home, 20 miles home, and see how we get on. And this is genuinely the first time I have driven this car. Apart from manoeuvring it around the car park at work, I've never driven this car before, so we'll go on a little adventure together. So here we go. So I know it starts because I've just moved it out of the car park at work. Oh, there we go. 1.7 purring away. Now the only thing I'm a little bit concerned about, the temperature gauge is stuck on high, so I don't know how warm the engine's going to be, but that's stuck on high. I'm not sure if the fuel gauge is actually accurate or not. So a couple of things are probably going to happen on the way home. Either the engine will blow up and I'll be stranded somewhere, or it will run out of fuel. But hey, we'll assume that the fuel gauge is correct. Hopefully we'll see it going down on the way home. Tell you what, the bike point feels alright. And it's got brakes, it stops as well. Oh, it changes gear alright. Yeah, this little alloy gear knob is lovely. Right, rev counter and speedo seem to be working. And it's tracking pretty much dead straight. Results so far. Now, since my last video, I did do a little bit of research on Ford Puma 1.7s, and it seems that in 2002 there were 38,000 of these on our roads. Now, taxed, ready for the road, there's only 1,700. And I've got one of them. So this must be a future classic, surely. Well, 4 gears are definitely there. Haven't gone into 5th yet. Power steering's working absolutely fine. All good so far. I'll just put fresh oil in the car yesterday and it hasn't been running, so I'm just going to wait until a little bit later on when there's a bit of temperature in the car before I start pushing it. I think 3,000 RPM is plenty enough while it's cold. Into 5th. Yeah, it's got 5th gear as well. They're not bad so far. What I'll do, I'll just switch off now and then I'll catch up when I'm on the dual carriageway in a second. Okay, I'm just on the approach to the dual carriageway now, and there's a very slow moving tractor holding everyone up. Lovely. Just taking the car to 4,000 RPM. Pulls quite sweetly actually. Come on, can we get past this tractor before we hit the dual carriageway? Yes, we can. Tell you what, this car does feel very raw. I'm so used to modern stuff. I can feel everything that's going on through the seat of my pants. Oh, there's another tractor on the dual carriageway. Not good. Everything's against me this evening. Right, waiting for this car to get past. Let's see how well she picks up in 3rd. Here we go. Oh, 4,000 RPM. It's got a lovely rasp. It's pulling really well. No complaints so far. It's a little bit jiggly. Like I said, I can feel pretty much every vibration going on. those familiar with Devon roads and coming up to Telegraph Hill, an absolute monster that most cars struggle to maintain 70 mile an hour going up this hill. We're going to see how well the little Puma does. The good news is it's light. Here we go, 60 mile an hour. The stereo's just fallen out of the dash. That's about right. Oh, even at this time in the evening, I've got so much slow stuff in front of me. Out the way. Okay, can I get to 70 mile an hour up this hill? Oh, easy. 4th gear, 70 mile an hour, 4,000 RPM. Pulling up Telegraph Hill, absolutely fine. 4,500 RPM. Into 5th. Oh, easy peasy. Tight corner, back down to 4th. Hey, no squirming around. That's pretty good. So far, so good. So when you're used to a nice, quiet, comfortable, modern car, sat at 70 mile an hour on the dual carriageway right now, everything's a little bit fidgety, a bit noisy, lots of road noise. That might be partly down to the holes in the bottom of the car due to rust. I'm hearing a lot more. This is quite good fun. Right, I'm going to leave you again. And I'll join you on the twisty stuff. We've got a nice twisty road to try the car on. But that is hilarious. Radio fell out. Okay, joining me now, just coming off the dual carriageway. On to some twisty stuff. So let's see if this car lives up to the hype of its handling. Second gear. Let's come off this roundabout. I'm on a national speed limit road, 60 mile an hour. Second gear. Oh, listen to that! Oh, I'll tell you what, it's got some poke. Oh my word! Oh, this is so much more entertaining than modern stuff. The exhaust system, when I got underneath the car, looks pretty standard, pretty average, but that is such a raughty exhaust note. That's absolutely brilliant. Right, I've got a couple of tight corners coming up now. Let's go down to 4th. Here we go, let's put it into this one. Bit of a Scandinavian flick. Here we go. Oi! Pretty good, not much roll. I've got the peace of mind of new suspension, new tyres all round. Oh, it's like a go-kart. It's like a little flea, the way it just changes direction. Not much roll at all. Well, since I left work, the fuel gauge has actually gone up slightly. I hope it's working. Either that or I'm about to grind to a halt at any time. Okay, another fairly tight turn uphill, down to 4th again. Let's get the revs up a bit. Oh, listen to that engine. Tell you what, you don't have to work it very hard at all. It's got genuine pace. What are these? 128 horsepower when they were new. This one's done 116,000 miles nearly, so it's probably lost a few ponies, but it's going really well. Right, the next little stretch of road is quite boring, but I'll join you again when I'm on one of my favourite roads on the route home. So there's some really tight twisty corners on that one, which involved heavy braking into the corners, acceleration out of the corners. Then we'll see what this car is all about. Okay, just coming up to the good road, but just before it goes to a national speed limit, one thing that's just hit me in the few miles since I last saw you. Listen, there's hardly any rattles and squeaks. It's actually screwed together quite well. It's rattling a little bit in the back, so I've got a loose stereo head unit in the back and I haven't put the luggage cover on. But there's hardly any rattles and squeaks. And this car not having air conditioning, I have discovered that both electric windows work. And speakers work, although the radio's fallen out of the dash. I found out how to turn the headlights on. I've got these lovely green backlit dials. Right, here we go. The road is about to go from 30 to 60. So we'll do a second gear pull from 30. See how far I can get in second gear. Here we go, ready. Past the national speed limit sign now. Go! Oh, listen to that engine. Okay, into the first series of bends. I have to stand on the brakes a bit. Power out of this one. Tell you what, you don't even need to go anywhere near the speed limit to have good fun. Oh, this is so much fun. Feels like there's a little bit of clutch slip as I go from second to third and get back on the power. It feels like it's just slipping slightly. Okay, last series of bends coming up. Oh, please stop. Please stop. Yeah, it stopped. Oh, I can't get over that engine note. Oh, that's what I've been missing. Driving around in all this modern stuff, that's what I've been missing. You don't need to have a really powerful car to have good fun. Barely troubled the speed limit along there, and that was really, really good fun. A couple of weeks ago I came across a review Jeremy Clarkson did on the Puma from 1998 on Top Gear, and he absolutely loved it. I don't think he had a bad word to say about it. And bear in mind, this is just based on a normal humdrum Ford Fiesta of the mid-90s, which was quite an unremarkable car. But the fettling that Ford have done to this Puma, what they did to the chassis, the suspension setup, and this absolute peach of a 1.7 litre 16-valve engine. Oh, it makes it come alive. Well, a couple of weeks ago when I accidentally bought this car, I was really worried that I'd bought an absolute lemon. But when the car arrived and I saw it for the first time and saw the dents, the ripples, bits missing on the interior, the rust underneath on the sills, I was starting to think I'd bought an absolute lemon. But mechanically, I can't believe how good it feels. That engine is so strong. It tracks in a dead straight line. It doesn't weave from one side to another. The suspension setup feels absolutely spot on. Barely any roll. Although not exactly a racing driver. I wasn't exactly leaning on it in the corners. And the fuel gauge has gone down slightly, so it does look like the fuel gauge is working. So there's about a quarter tank of fuel. Actually, with fuel in mind, would you run it on that E10 rubbish, or do you think I should run it on E5 Super? I'm tempted to keep Super unleaded in it. It's probably only got E10 in it at the moment. I think I'll run it on Super unleaded. That's bound to be slightly better for the engine. Well, mechanically, I don't think I bought a lemon. So if this proves to be quite a robust car mechanically, I think what we will do is actually invest in the car a little bit. We'll do a bit of work. Maybe replace the sills, possibly the rear wheel arches. See if we replace those or just fix them. Tidy up the interior, fix a few bits on the interior. See where we go from there. See if we can actually turn it into a bit of a classic. Anyway, there we go. I'm nearly home now. So I hope you enjoyed that. My little blast home. My first ever drive in my accidental purchase. And yeah, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one, when I've decided what I'll actually do with the car. But see you again.